Today's class is that I had this week to sit with few of you, and it was a deeply concerned that I have this ongoing pain and emotions that comes up for me, and but I have done some classes and I feel like the pain has not gone and my suffering is still there. Now, to first of all, what suffering is, you try to maintain a personality. Your personality has likes and dislikes and perceptions of the world, perception of the event that has happened to you, so that you somehow feel that it needs some level of compensation. But when you're holding into these things, it's very hard to let go, because letting go is a process. Forgiveness is a process that you have to come into a different realization. You can't let go of something as far as you are identifying with your mind and your story is quite intertwined into the pain, and it builds up from all those areas. Now, the only thing that can happen is when you understand in this present moment that your body is suffering from a pain, at that very moment you have to understand, you have to accept, because that is the present moment, that it is there. So you can't bring your education and some meditation tools and something that you have seen on the Instagram or Facebook and YouTube and put it on top of that. Okay, this is what it is. It's nothing like that. You just have to understand that you, in this present moment, there is a pain, there is a suffering. And then you have to understand habitually what kind of thoughts that are coming into that story to keep that story alive. Mind and body has a great marriage in a way that it reinvents, it reinvent as soon as those thoughts are given to the moment of suffering. So as it goes to the addiction that people cannot be alone. People try to please people and then run out of themselves and then again run back to the polarity of I want to be alone now. So this is very interesting how this whole thing happening. So today's practice is just observe what thoughts, when you're disturbed in that present moment, what thoughts that is being fed into, because it needs some kind of food. And then it reestablishes the neural paths to suffer. Until the mind is there, you will suffer. Of course, the opposite of suffering is also joy. So as soon as you start witnessing, you could see that letting go is not hard, because you have let go of yourself, because you can let things be then, because you can't let go as far as you're there, or you're identifying part of it, or your story. So today I want you to very gently observe the body, observe the breath, that who is running you without you knowing. And that running part is the part you have to slow down, that you're not feeding those thoughts back and reinforcing it back and back, because when you're reinforcing, the pain comes back even much more worse. So now, understanding this realization, very gently find a space for you to allow your body to settle. And allow your shoulders to roll back. And I will move the camera towards Darren so that you can gently, that Christmas is coming, so a lot of things are going to come up. So very gently, let us all find that space that we have within ourselves beyond the boundaries of the personality. So shoulders roll back and very gently lifting up the space of the heart. Very gently aligning the space of the spine. And very gently becoming aware of what is it in this very moment. First, I would like you to become aware of the breath and the feeling of the breath so that you can very gently let go of the state of the thought process. For you to be present, you don't need a thought. So very gently, now you can allow that space of the struggle to the adversity and the discomfort. Very gently, you can let it be. So today's class is whether whatever is forged, you can observe that. So now take a deep breath in, shoulders roll back, lift up the space of the heart, and very gently twist the spine to the left side. Very gently observe what kind of obstacles that you're holding in the body in a rigid way. Whatever you're holding from your parents, whatever you're holding from your learning, breathing in very gently, coming back into the center, shoulders relax, chest open, elevate the space of the heart, change the formation of the legs, very gently using this opportunity and breathing out to the right side and twisting, very gently letting go of the struggle and preparing the mind and the body breathing in very gently, coming back into the center. Now very gently stretch the neck to the right and very gently keep that right shoulder down and left shoulder and become aware of the left ear and the left shoulder. Because your thoughts can be strong and it can create experience that can lead into feelings of difficulty, desperation, quickly fix things. Breathing in very gently, coming back into the center, shoulders relax, lift up the space of the heart, and very gently on the out breath, stretching that head onto the left side, become aware of the right ear and the right shoulders of space. So very gently now, what was the difficult experience has become a different experience. Suddenly what it became hopeless can give you hope. Breathing in very gently, coming back into the center, shoulders relax. Now observe that hopelessness, that when you ring me and say to me, things are not happening, where it is arising from. It is a combination of negative life events and negative thought patterns, maybe particularly self-blame. Now very gently take that deep breath in, shoulders relax and chest open. Very gently breathe out into the space of a seated cat. Now very gently your hopelessness is moving into a more better place, because it's not like you don't know what you want in this very moment. So very gently, your attempt to achieve things are not a priority to run and make this part difficult. Now you have a way to tolerate the disappointment. Or now you have the energy to reset. Now you start gently believing in yourself, the ability to achieve this space, not as achievement, but as understanding. Very gently, even keep your in-breath and out-breath to hold that position of the cat, and very gently take a deep breath in, shoulders roll back, create that spine very gently, and very gently coming into a pose of the cow. Stretch the tongue. It's very important to keep the health of the tongue, because it's a monitor to say whether your body is inflamed or you're struggling with digestion, liver, all these things. So tongue roll up onto the upper palate, energy gaze onto the third eye. Breathe out very gently. Now holding Mahamula Bandha. When you go onto the out breath, very gently pull the anus in, gently allow the navel to be intact, and throat. Breathing in, tongue roll up onto the upper palate, energy gaze onto the third eye. Now you can gently let go of that extreme hopelessness, which has before moved into the corners of your life, which creating that extreme sadness and that you felt despair. Now the next moment doesn't have to be like this moment. Now breathing in into a neutral spine, keep that spine straight and take the seat that you are not the struggle, or you are not the pain, you are not the despair. And releasing that there is no end to what is experiencing. Because that desperate claustrophobic feeling can lead you into other things. Now very gently allow the breath to come, breath to move out, body stays. Thoughts are there, but you are not no longer committed to feeding them. Now you have a reality check. Thoughts are there, but you are not renewing your vows with it again, with the past or with the future. Now, this is also a time, if you are disappointed by small things, that can be a contributor to your hopelessness and despair. Now you could see you have exchanged yourself to a place of witnessing, but you are no longer there. So what you will fear of pain and struggle in the future, like some of us talk about money, some of us talk about health, some of us talk about relationship, it is not necessary the realization on the present moment. So no longer the danger of the hopelessness or the despair is stealing your present moment. Breathing in very gently, coming into that space of realization. Now you understand this. So you by doing this, you know that hopelessness and despair does not push you into those suicidal thoughts, suicide attempts. Life is enough. Especially when hopelessness and accompanied by your emotional pain that you're constantly feeding. I'm doing this class for a special reason, because some of us are having a difficulty of adjusting, breathing in very gently, coming into an elongated state and an open state of a mind and a body. Very gently, this is a moment that thoughts of self-blame, criticism does not increase the hopefulness. Now very gently take a deep breath in and stretch your left arm onto the left side of the floor. And right arm reaching up. Try to keep that right buttock and very gently stretching up to the ceiling, and palm can face up or palm can face down. It's knee and hip on the right side is on the floor. You can drop that left elbow a little bit and drop a little bit more. And opening up those rib cages that you hold the struggle, and allow the experience to be there, and allow your realization to have a different lens to the body that you didn't know, now has a different level of understanding and a realization and a feeling. Now you understand the thought built into the hopelessness and despair is no longer holding the tentacles of your body and the mind. Breathing in very gently, coming back, shoulders relax, chest open. Now very gently, right arm stretch onto the right side, right elbow onto the floor. Left arm reaching up to the ceiling. Now you can very gently release that through the practice, the build-up resilience. Drop in the elbows, palm can face up, face down where you need the stretch more. Ask yourself, I'm really scared, I'm really overwhelmed, I'm really worried, I'm really stressed. But what's happening? Ask this, will this be there in next 5 minutes, next 5 hours, next 5 days, next 5 months, next 5 years? Because every morning you get up and say a story of stress. Breathing in very gently, coming back, shoulders relaxed, chest open, lift up the space of the heart. Now very gently on the seating posture, move into the space of a Sukhasana. So the ankles are not crossed. Take a deep breath in and elongate the spine, tailbone on the floor. Very gently breathe out, walk the palms into the front without lifting the buttocks. If you can, if it lifts up, it's okay, the gravity will pull it down. Now take this moment to observe the capacity of the mindfulness, not letting your fear brain run the show, but your realization is observing. So now the common thing is, this has changed my life. This doesn't bring anything into my life. Nothing good is left. I am a dead end. Now deal with this crisis by observing it. And is that a real thing, or is it something that you constantly feeding into? Now very gently allow the breath to soften the shoulder. Breathing in very gently, coming back. Now, the worry, the overwhelm, the stress is no longer there. It can be observed. It's not a big deal. Is it a big deal in 5 minutes? Is it a big deal in 5 hours, 5 years, 5 weeks? Shoulders relaxed, chest open. Allow that deep ujjayi pranayama to happen. Now take that deep breath in, shoulders relaxed, chest open. Walk the palms into the front and come onto the knees into a gentle cat. Now take a deep breath in, drop the belly, open up the chest, and very gently lift up the space of the heart. Now breathe out, anus lock, navel lock, throat lock. Now take a deep breath in and a neutral spine, and now give a good rotation to the hips in a wide way onto both sides. And very gently stretch the spine into the back and allow the buttocks to drop onto the heels. This is a time that you have to ask yourself, if you didn't have this practice, what addictions would you have? Is it with the social media that controls and robbing you from your freedom and your good emotional energy? Chances are, whether you are addicted to a thought and emotion, when you are addicted, you will also go through the social media to feed that. You have to become cautious about, you're very cautious about choosing your friends. Then you have to be very cautious about when you choose who to follow in these spaces these days. And every time you spend some of your money, you're casting a vote what kind of a world you want to. Palms facing up, shoulders relaxed, and chest open. Now allow the practice to have no purpose or a direction in the space of time. The purpose of the practice is itself going and moving is important, but not arriving. Each step is a piece and a space of observation. Palms facing down, crawling and bringing the chest into the front. Recall your purpose in this very moment to move. Gently allow the posture to pause. Where is your attention? Become aware of your breathing. Focus on the in-breath. Focus on the out-breath. Drop the belly, soften the hips, breathing in into a gentle cobra. Vary your space and the breathing that suits you with the posture, so your needs and the environment is gently synchronizing. If your mind wanders into the thoughts, bring it back into the awareness of the moment. Now very gently forehead relax onto the floor, head down, neck down. Now take a deep breath in and left leg up, high as possible. Left leg over the right leg, onto the left side. And now very gently bring in the left knee onto the left chest. Breathe out, fall to the side. Now very gently stretch that left leg onto the left side if you have a moment. Now very gently take a deep breath in and elbows onto the floor and into a gentle upper cobra. Your pace will be slower. Each breath and the same for each breath out. Finding a comfortable position suitable for you. Very gently. Take a deep breath in, shoulders relax and chest open, and releasing the tension of that groin, frustration on the groin. Now, if you're doing from a garden or a flow, connect into those things. Relax onto the flow. Head down, neck down, totally relax. Pause. Enjoy every moment. Enjoy every sound, the smell. Experience along the way your breath. Continue to focus. Now take a deep breath in and now arms stretch onto the shoulder heights. This time it might be a little bit hard. And overlooking onto the right side. So your leg is totally left hip opening onto the left side. but your upper body energetically moving onto the right side, right palm, left palm, just feeling while you are in this space. You're recognizing how many things are happening, the birds, the trees, if you're outside, but if you're inside, the moments of the intimacy between those spaces. Breathing in very gently, coming back, shoulders relaxed when you're ready. Elbows onto the floor into a gentle space, then knee to the chest and relax, and very gently let go of the leg. Now take a deep breath in, breathing in into an up face. Breathe out towards a down face. Don't stay in this down face. Come into a plank. Drop the knees and stretch the spine, palms facing up. Now take a deep breath in, very gently, palms facing down, crawling and bringing the chest onto the floor. Drop the belly onto the floor. Soften the hips. Right leg up. Right leg over the left. Open up that groin. Right knee to the right chest. Right leg stretch onto the right side. Take a deep breath in, elbows onto the floor, breathing in into a gentle cobra. Now, very gently observe the breathing without the thinking, without arriving anywhere. Otherwise, you are betrayed by destinations. You're betrayed by achieving. You're betrayed by being better. Just observe what is moving through you as you're in this space. Now very gently relax onto the floor, arms stretch onto the shoulder heights, and your head is looking onto the left side. Now see your contribution to the life by the gentle steps that you're taking in the process of yoga. What kind of a message that you're vibrating into the rest of the collective consciousness. Breathing in back to the center, shoulders relax. Breathing in into the upper body into a gentle cobra if you want to. And then knee to the chest. And very gently stretch the legs into the back. Now arms, left arm reaching onto the left ankle. Take that deep breath in, right elbow onto the floor, very gently coming into the space of a gentle preparation for the Dhanurasana. Explore the quality of the body, discover the best way to create understanding necessary to be with the body without forcing the body. Be with the mind without forcing the mind. This is really love. This is where the kindness comes, ahimsa, not to harm the body or to go crazy on the head. What is your relationship with that space now? Now very gently let go. Now take a deep breath in, left elbow onto the floor, right arm reaching into the back of the ankle. Very gently opening up. Now in compassion way, how best I can be with my body and the mind. How can I continue to find new pathways to support this mind and the body? Breathing in very gently, relax and let go. Arms stretch into the front, legs stretch into the back. Now you're coming into the Dhanurasana, so prepare yourself, reaching onto the ankles. Take a deep breath in, very gently coming up into the Purna Dhanurasana elbow pose. Take a deep breath in, try to push those feet into the back wall or to the back so the shoulders lift up, shoulders spread, shoulders drop, expand the chest, expand the back, and very gently bringing the heels closer to the buttocks. Very gently using the thumb of those hand and very gently trigger an area of acupressure. Acupressure. What relationship you have with your feet. And let go. Now take a deep breath in, palms onto the chest level, breathing in into an up face. Shoulders relax, throat open, forehead relax. Breathe out into a down face, breathing in into a plank. Now drop the knees. Push the bum back. Palms facing up. Now take a deep breath in and coming into a gentle space of a cat. Shoulders relax and chest open. Now left arm reaching up to the ceiling. Clench and unclench. Opening up that shoulder blade. Left arm reaching into the back under the right armpit. Very gently right arm stretch into the front. Very gently dropping the bum if you can onto the heels. Very gently coming into the nature of that space. Breathe. Now very gently take a deep breath in and coming back again. Shoulders relax and chest open. Now very gently right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Under the armpit. And very gently stretching, left arm reaching into the front. Return to your breath. Be present. Breathing in, I'm aware of this present moment. Breathing out, I'm surrendering into this moment. Now, if there is a presence of another, very gently you can also open up into that space deeply. And let that other to be in that space. Now try not to turn away from the pain or the suffering or whatever is coming up for you, but you're deep in your consciousness. And you're using this opportunity to learn more about yourself. Now breathing in very gently, coming back into the space of a cat, completely breathe out. Anus lock, navel lock. Breathing in very gently, drop the belly, opening up. Just roll back, opening up that space of the throat and into a neutral spine. Rotate the hips very gently. Onto one side, then to the other side. Come into the front a little bit more so that your hips can be stretched a little bit more, groin can be stretched a little bit more. Now stretch the spine and moving into a child pose. Now, once you found yourself in that equanimity, it is very easy to understand another, because there's compassion, there is understanding. When you're out of the balance, you don't understand the other. You're engaging on an idea of the other. And your brain is continually driving you to force yourself to the other. And it's reacting. So observe if you can bring your mind into a more even-minded place, not too high or not too low, and very gently taking that refuge in that person or in the space of that space safely. So this will allow you to transform those habits and energy that I was talking about, hopelessness. So your habit to react automatically when you're being cornered, or when you're confronted, or when you're challenged by a person, by a situation. Remember, we are working with a lifetime work here. And we can also release that conditions of armor that we are protecting our identity. Now there is no hostility. Are you aware of your response to the indifference? Or to harsh words or anger in others or conflict? Now crown of the head onto the floor, knees together, very gently holding onto the heels and coming onto the pose of the rabbit. So if it's hard to hold on to the heels, it's okay. So this is a pose of the rabbit. So this is activating the crown chakra. And very gently take a deep breath in, roll back onto the third eye, and the fist is on the third eye. Now very gently waking up the spine, one vertebra at a time. Let go of the attachment. Attachment to idea, attachment to achieving something, attachment to this or that is the root of all suffering. Because you have identified with your body image, specific event, specific person, your career, your material goods, your thoughts, your feelings, anything that has caused you to create a fixed view of how things are and how things should be and how things should be for you. And this is the time. Now very gently stretch the legs into the front, feet wide apart. Shoulders relax and chest open. Now feet a bit more wide apart as much as possible. Now take a deep breath in. Shoulders relax. Twist the spine to the right side, stomach pulled in. Shoulders relax and chest open. Lift up the space of the heart. Breathe gently. Now very gently take that deep breath in and allow your left arm to reach onto the right toe. Very gently. Right arm stretching into the back, right palm facing into the front, and your torso is moving towards the right. If this is too hard for you to move, very gently start working on this space. And very gently, even you can bring the left elbow down a little bit and keep the shoulders open to the direction of the right foot. Head down, neck down, and maybe taking time for your left foot to flex towards you. So this is a good posture to release the suffering and also release that attachment to being right. And this is also someone I had a chat. I will suffer rather than being happy. So suffering is a more justice than being in that space of joy. Breathing in very gently, coming back, shoulders relax and just open. Lift up the space of the heart. Shoulders relax and lift up the space of the heart. Now take a deep breath in and right arm reaching onto the left side. First, twist the spine so that you will get your upper torso trained a bit more, belly pulled in, opening up, neck release, then very gently right reaching onto the left palm facing up, stretching into the back, very gently coming into. Take that deep breath in very gently. Shoulders relax. Breathing in very gently, coming back. Shoulders relax and chest open. Now open up the legs a little bit more and drop the elbows into the front and hold on to the neck with your hands or to the throat. Now like this. So you drop the elbows and you move forward like that. So you can use a bolster. So it will stop that you hunching. That's correct. Vieta, good. If it is too hard to drop the elbows, you can drop the elbows onto a bolster, just so that you can give that massage to the back. And very gently allowing the body to relax a little bit more. So just so this is the time you're deepening the practice. This is the time you're really moving into the true nature of you. People don't like this space. They somehow avoid this. And they want the enlightenment through a surface. So I would like you to explore the process of looking deeply, whether it's the breath, whether it's the body. So discover what are your unfinished businesses robbing you from living in this present. Now very gently take a deep breath in and reaching onto the toes and shoulders relax. Keep that same level of the spine without curving the lower back or middle back or the upper back. Shoulders roll into the back, but reaching into the front. Wherever it is, so use a belt, use where it is comfortable, and very gently become mindfulness. And very gently to release the stress of that body, stress of those calves, lower back. So that will allow the body to feel less anxious and more present. So this will create a transformation and a transition from a stressful mind, stressful body, and you're moving deeply. Needed to peace to create that insight. Breathing in very gently, coming back, shoulders relax and chest open. Now very gently, sole of the feet together, knees wide apart. Shoulders roll back, lift up the space of the heart. Now very gently, knees to the chest, breathe out. Breathing in, arms raised onto the crown. Breathe out. Breathing in. Breathe out. Breathing in. Breathe out. Breathing in. Breathe out. Now knees to the chest. Now very gently roll into the back and rock the spine into the front and into the back. Very gently opening up that space with the breath, but yet you're anchoring into being in the present moment. But you're exploring the body in the movement, in the feeling, in the perception, in the mental formation, and your consciousness. Now very gently lying down onto the floor. Take that deep breath in, feet closer to the buttocks. Tuck the tailbone under. On the out breath, peeling off the spine into the space of the bridge. And make that bridge into the present moment more alive. Make that posture arising from your awareness, helping you to gain that insight and the understanding of the posture and its energy. Now take a deep breath in and breath out. Bring the bum down. The last is the buttocks. You bring this cervical spine, the thoracic spine, the lumbar spine. Once you have learned this movement, you may keep your eyes either open or closed, doesn't matter. But take a deep breath in now. Breath out, peel off the spine from the floor. Bring awareness to the breath and to the spine. Do not change your breathing, but simply observe the experience, the in and out with each and every vertebra that you're working through, the movement of the air through your nose, rising and falling of the spine and your diaphragm. And when you're ready, you can bring down on the out breath. In breath to prepare yourself, out breath to bring down. Now very gently bring the knees to the chest. Completely breathe out. Allow yourself to move into the space of the depth. Always keep experimenting with your breath. What is like you to settle into this pose? Very gently, you can hug the knees, breathe out. This out and in breath helps you to restore yourself. Now very gently relax. Right knee on top of the left knee. Now very gently, right knee on top of the left knee and dropping onto the right side, arms stretched onto the shoulder heights. And overlooking onto the left side. Follow the breath into the twist. Allow your abdomen, allow your spine. All the way that breath. All the way that breath is out of your body through the alignment that you have taken. While you're breathing in, you allow slowly to become aware of the asana, the alignment of the energy, the space in your breath and in your life. That awareness allows you to connect to that silent mystery of the observation, which is in the depth beyond yourself. Whether you want to call it divine, nature, God, Christ, Buddha. Now take a deep breath in, very gently coming back into the center, shoulders relax and chest open. Now very gently untangle the knees, left knee on top of the right. Now very gently taking that deep breath in, very gently dropping onto the left. Arms stretched, palms facing up or down. Now taking, feel, become aware that anytime you can adjust your breathing to adjust to the asana. Now, if you're feeling stress, replace the emotion by taking few slow, deep breaths into that space of the body. Now, very gently, if the realization has an energy of a formation like a smile, recognize that moment is wonderful and very gently replace the space of stress with that smile. You will be able to change your mood immediately, whether it's you're working with the struggle of the liver, struggle of the chest, struggle of the... Now you know when you're confronted with any issues, use the breath as a chance to settle into your body. Now take a deep breath in and very gently coming back. Now very gently bring those knees to the chest. A lock onto the toes, like a dead bug. Very gently, feet facing up, knees under the armpit, almost like a dead bug upside down, you know. So I want you to feel the surface below. I also want you, the sensation of your body to arise. Observe the thoughts and your perception. Observe your mental stories that can come and anytime hijack yourself. Even saying the class is great. So very gently allow this breath to connect and release those enormous energies that's passive in the body or shaking the body or constricted, creating that part in the body. So breathe, breathe. Very gently you can release that fear and the panic of wanting something to go your way. Now very gently, sole of the feet together, under the ankles locking onto the toes. Take a deep breath in. Either you can bring the toes onto your forehead and lie down on the floor, or forehead reaching onto the toes into the floor. It's up to you. This is the doorway to the present space of almost like coming out of a womb. And very gently release the posture. Now very gently shake the legs and release any tension or static, and very gently bring the left knee onto the left chest. Now right leg stretch onto the floor, holding onto the back of the thigh, back of the knee, stretching the leg up to the ceiling. What is your heart rate and what is your muscle tension telling you about what's happening now? Try to open up that leg. If you're looking too much into the front, just drop your head onto the floor. How is your breathing from your chest? How is your breathing in your lungs? What is your hearing like at this very moment? Smelling like, touching like, seeing like? Now very gently knee to the chest, completely breathe out. Now very gently dropping that knee onto the right side over. Left arm stretching onto the left side over, looking onto the left side. Where and what is stored in your body causing this energy of suffering? It's an energy that you tend to call suffering. I call it, it is a place to observe. Now, this is a great moment. The truth about your childhood is stored up in your body. Although you can repress it, you can never alter it. Your intellect can be deceived, your feelings can be manipulated, your perceptions can be confused, and your body tricked with medication. But if you don't do this work, one day your body will present its bill. That's why I want you to connect into these spaces. You don't want that big bill coming on your way. Breathing in very gently, coming back, knee to the chest. And very gently lock onto the left toe. Lock onto the left toe, please. Stretching onto the left side, holding onto the right hip so that the right hip doesn't roll onto the left side. Breathe. Now this might be harder for you, so bend the knee and very gently start relaxing your left shoulder, left arm, and your head. So it's just an opportunity to stretch. Breathe. Now very gently breathing in, bend the knee and coming back, and very gently release. Coming to the center of the mat. Most of you have moved out of the alignment of the mat. Breathe, shoulders relax. Now right knee onto the chest. Take that deep moment to invite the knee, shoulders relax. When you're ready, very gently stretching up, holding onto that back of the knee. And very gently observe the records and your memories, positive or negative, whatever the influence that runs through your moods. This is a time to move into the depth. Now this is to rediscover the moment in which your current thoughts and feelings were first activated. Now very gently, knee to the chest. Breathe out, dropping onto the left side. Stomach very gently pulling in. Opening up that space very gently. Now take that deep breath in, shoulders relax and coming back. And bringing your right knee to the right chest, lock onto the toe, and very gently stretching onto the right side. Now very gently you can release those perceptions that are not accurate anymore. Asking yourself that, are you sure about this? Is it going to be that next 5 minutes, next 5 weeks, next 5 months, next 5 years? So why you're stressing about it? Now very gently knee to the chest. Both knees to the chest and forehead reaching onto the knees. Both knees to the chest. Forehead reaching onto the knees. And rock the spine and very gently coming into a seating posture. Shoulders relax. Now very gently consciousness leading you deeply into this present moment is the consciousness, which includes the mind consciousness, what is happening in the present, and the store consciousness, what has happened in the past. So it's like the mind consciousness is the visible things that you see in a place of a garden. And the soil and the seed represent the store of consciousness. So every experience in your lives has influenced the seed in your consciousness. Every time you water or give attention to one seed or another, you will create the story of that mental formation. And that seed becomes active in your mind consciousness. The longer you keep these seeds alive in your mind, the stronger its roots become in your soil consciousness. So the longer you choose to become angry, the more it will remain angry. Become more angry more often also. Then this explains why people erupt violently after minor situation. Because the seeds are already there on the soil consciousness. And you are using every event to water it. So today I want you to cultivate the process and attention to your store consciousness, which is the soil, which is the seed, which is the compost. Now the practice is consciously using this to transform and also watering the things that serves the purpose. The soil, there is a healthy circulation between the soil and the garden of your consciousness. The store mind and the mind consciousness. You're allowing both positive and negative qualities to emerge into your awareness. So soon you will discover how the quality of your life depends on which seeds you have watered, which seeds you have allowed others to nurture through your life. Now plant a seed that you would like to flourish. When you come into that realization, take a deep breath in, palms onto the namaskar, position in that self-realization. And chanting Om Mani Padme Ah U Om with me 3 times. The Compassion of the Heart Sutra. Gently raising those arms back to the crown, cleansing the space and aura of whatever the extension of your body is, the space and the home and the state, wherever you want to extend the galaxy. There is no limit into the realization. Touch the earth, respect for all the elements of the water, air, heat, all these things in balance. And it's in harmony. I'm being grateful for that, the manifestation of this body and this mind and its purpose to serve its truth in these times. Namaste to you. Namaste.